Welcome back to the Business Book Club.
Great to be back.
Today we're diving into a book that, honestly, kind of unlocks the secret to getting extraordinary results. But maybe not in the way you'd expect.
Right. It's often from these really small, seemingly insignificant steps.
Exactly. We're exploring the powerful ideas in The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy.
And Darren Hardy, well, he's a perfect person to talk about this. His own story really backs up everything he teaches. I mean, successful entrepreneur, super young, right?
Yeah, 6 figures by 18, millionaire by 24, built a $50 million company by 27, and then as publisher of Success magazine.
Think about who he got to interview. CEOs, top athletes, amazing entrepreneurs. He learned from the best, and he's clearly applied these principles himself. He's lived it.
That's what makes it feel so authentic. And the core idea, it's not about some quick fix.
Not at all. No magic pills here.
It's about understanding that, the really big wins in life, in business, they come from this series of small, smart choices you make consistently, day in, day out.
Yeah, it's kind of the opposite of all that overnight success stuff you see everywhere.
Totally. So our mission today is to really unpack these core principles, look at the examples Hardy uses, they're pretty powerful, and figure out how you can actually use this stuff.
Yeah, how you can apply it in your own life, your own business, to get results that actually stick, sustainable results.
Okay, so let's get into the core principle. Hardy gives us this formula. It sounds simple. You plus choice, plus behavior, plus habit, plus compounded goals.
Seems almost too simple, doesn't it?
That's what I thought, and I think that's the catch, maybe.
Well, it's definitely where the challenge is, because the individual steps, the choices, the behaviors, they feel tiny in the moment.
Like they don't matter much.
Exactly. And you often don't get any immediate payoff, no instant reward, so you don't see the results right away.
And that's why people bail, right?
Yeah.
They get discouraged, they quit before the compounding really kicks in.
Precisely. It reminds me of that classic example he uses, the magic penny. Oh, yeah, the penny. Okay, so imagine this choice. I offer you $3 million cash right now, or
option 2, a single penny that doubles in value every single day for 31 days.
What do you take?
Instinctively, your brain screams, take the $3 million. We're wired for that immediate reward.
Of course. And the penny, initially, it looks like a terrible deal. After 5 days, you've got, what, 16 cents?
Right. Day 10, it's only $5.12. Even by day 20, with less than 2 weeks to go, you're still only at about $5,000, $5,243. Meanwhile, the other person's sitting pretty with their $3 million.
You'd feel like a fool taking the penny at that point, but then that's when the magic happens. The compounding just explodes.
Exponential growth kicks in hard. By day 30, that penny is suddenly worth over $5 million. It finally overtook the $3 million.
And then day 31, boom, over $10.7 million.
It's such a powerful illustration. That tiny, consistent action doubling every day seemed insignificant for so long.
Right, even discouraging. But sticking with it leads to this outcome that just blows the big one-time gain out of the water. It's all about time and consistency.
Hardy makes this really concrete with the story of the 3 friends, too. Larry, Scott, and Brad.
Yeah, I like that one. They all start out pretty similar, don't they?
Yep. Similar jobs, around $50 a day salary. Health is okay, maybe a bit of marriage flab, as he calls it.
Huh, yeah. So Larry, he just does nothing different, keeps coasting.
Right. Scott, though, he decides to make just a few small, positive changes, tiny things. Reads 10 pages of a good book each day.
Listens to like 30 minutes of something educational or inspiring on his commute.
Cuts just 125 calories a day. That's like half a bagel or skipping 1 soda, and walks a bit more.
And then there's Brad. He makes equally small choices, but negative ones.
Adds 125 calories, maybe an extra snack or a bigger portion, watches a bit more TV instead of reading or learning.
And the key part of that story, the part that really stands out, is that for ages, like 18 months, a year and a half, you basically see no difference between them.
None. It's invisible. Their choices feel completely insignificant day to day.
You would look at them and think, what's the point of Scott reading 10 pages? What harm is Brad's extra snack doing?
Exactly. But then you fast forward to month 31.
Oh, great.
And the difference is just, wow.
It's huge. Scott's lost around 33, 34 pounds. Brad's gained the same amount. That's almost a 70-pound difference between them.
Just from 125 calories a day difference. And Scott's learning all those 10 pages in 30 minutes.
It adds up to almost 1,000 hours of self-improvement, which led to, what, a promotion, a raise?
Yep. And his energy's better, his marriage improved. It rippled out.
And you see that negative ripple effect with Brad, too, so clearly. The weight gain wasn't isolated. It affected his health, his confidence, probably his energy levels, strained his marriage.
It shows how one small habit, positive or negative, doesn't just stay in its little box. It compounds and impacts everything: health, relationships, career, finances.
It really hammers home how this approach is the polar opposite of that quick fix culture we see everywhere. The infomercials promising instant results.
Yeah, this is like back to basics, the old school way. Success built on discipline, consistent work, good habits, stuff that actually lasts.
But there's a danger zone, too, right? Complacency.
Oh yeah, Hardy warns about that.
Nothing fails like success, he says.
It makes sense. You get comfortable, you achieve something, and you subtly stop doing those small, consistent things that got you there in the first place.
It's like that frog in the boiling water analogy. The heat creeps up so slowly.
You don't notice until it's too late.
You stop doing the fundamentals because things seem okay.
So, okay, how do we avoid that? How do we actually harness this power intentionally? Hardy gives us some key levers. The first one is massive. Own 100% responsibility.
This is foundational. And it's a mind shift, really, taking total ownership for everything. Your choices, sure, but also how you respond to things that happen to you, the results you get. Everything.
It sounds kind of daunting, like take responsibility for everything.
It can seem that way, but it's actually empowering. It's not about blame. It's about putting yourself in control. If you own 100% of the situation, you have 100% of the power to influence it or change your response to it.
I remember that story he told about the seminar attendee who insisted responsibility in a relationship was 50-50.
Right. And Hardy's point was, even if your partner only gives 10%, you are still 100% responsible for your contribution, your effort, your attitude. You control your side completely.
Okay, that makes sense. Puts you in the driver's seat, stops you from making excuses about other people or circumstances.
Exactly. You focus on what you can do, which leads perfectly into the next lever. Track your behavior.
Ah, the scorecard idea.
Simple, but man, is it effective. Because you can't manage or improve something if you're not even aware of it. Tracking creates that moment-to-moment awareness of your choices.
Like how casinos track every single bet, or elite athletes track every tiny detail of their training.
Precisely, winners track. Hardy really pushes tracking just one key area you want to improve. Just pick one.
And do it for how long?
Oh.
A week.
He suggests at least a week, but ideally 3 weeks. Because tracking itself is a habit you need to build. Even if it seems basic or boring, like tracking every dollar spent, or every sales call made, or every time you pick up your phone.
What's simple to do is also simple not to do, right? That's one of his key phrases.
That's the one. And tracking can uncover some really surprising things, like the true cost of small habits. He uses that $4 a day coffee example.
Oh yeah, the coffee cost. $4 doesn't sound like much.
Day-to-day, no. But track it, then think about the opportunity cost. What if you invested that $4 instead? Over 20 years, assuming a pretty modest 8% return, that daily coffee habit costs you over $51,000.
Wow, 51 grand. That definitely makes you rethink that latte.
It reframes it, doesn't it? Every dollar you spend today isn't just a dollar. With compounding, it represents maybe $5 you won't have in 20 years. Tracking forces you to see that.
Okay, so that awareness from tracking is the fuel for the next lever, which is building powerful habits and routines.
Makes sense. Hardy says we're basically creatures of habit. Something like 95% of what we feel, think, do, and achieve is the result of learned habits.
Which can be good. Good habits automate success. They free up brain power.
Absolutely. The trick is making sure your habits are working for you, not against you. And changing bad habits, especially deep-rooted ones, well, that takes conscious effort.
So what are some strategies for installing good habits?
He gives a few good ones. First, set yourself up to succeed. Make the good behavior easy, make the bad behavior hard.
Like keep healthy snacks right on the counter, hide the cookies in the back of the pantry.
Exactly. Or turn off distracting notifications when you need to focus. Remove the friction for good choices, add friction for bad ones.
I like the idea of thinking addition, not subtraction, too.
Yeah, that's powerful. Instead of just focusing on cutting out the negative, like watching less TV, focus on adding in the positive. Add in 30 minutes of exercise. Add in dedicated reading time. Add in quality time with your kids.
And the good stuff naturally starts to crowd out the bad stuff.
That's the idea. He credits Montel Williams with that, calling it the add-in principle. You fill your life with good habits, there's less room and desire for the bad ones.
Accountability also seems key. The big brother idea.
Oh, definitely. Tell people your goals, blog about your spending, get an accountability partner. He calls it a peak performance partner, someone who's also striving and will call you out supportively, of course.
And making it social helps too, right?
Competition and camaraderie.
For sure. Join a walking challenge at work, find a running group, make it a friendly competition. Social support and pressure can be huge motivators.
And underpinning all this is the power of routines, especially daily routines.
And non-negotiable. Hardy shares his own pretty detailed routines. Morning routine with gratitude, identifying top priorities, exercise, focused work time.
And an evening routine to kind of cash out the day, review progress, plan the next day, read something inspiring. It creates structure and ensures the important things get done consistently. He also talks about building rhythm for bigger things, scheduling weekly date nights, monthly fun activities, quarterly reviews, or getaways.
Putting the big rocks in first, basically. Schedule the priorities.
Exactly, because consistency is everything for building momentum. Remember the water pump analogy?
Yeah, it takes effort to get it started, lots of pumping.
But once the water's flowing, you have to keep a steady, consistent rhythm. If you stop pumping, even for a bit, you lose the flow and have to do all that hard work again to restart it. Consistency maintains momentum.
Okay, that makes sense. So consistency builds momentum. What else influences our results? The next lever is managing your influences.
Right. Your results come from your actions, which come from your thoughts. And your thoughts are massively shaped by your inputs and your associations.
Input meaning what we feed our minds.
Exactly. Don't drink dirty water is his phrase for it. Think about how much media we consume. He quotes some crazy stat like over 4.7 hours of TV a day on average.
Wow. And a lot of that is probably negative or just noise.
Often, yeah. Sensationalism, fear. So his advice is a media diet: be intentional. Filter the news, maybe use RSS feeds for specific topics, turn your commute into learning time, drive time university.
What you let into your head really matters. It shapes your outlook, your beliefs.
Absolutely. And the other big influence is associations, the people you hang out with the most, your reference group.
He makes a pretty bold claim about this, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like they determine 95% of your success or failure.
It sounds extreme, but think about it. The people you're around constantly influence your conversations, your attitudes, what you consider normal, your ambitions, often in very subtle ways.
So that exercise he suggests, listing your 5 closest associates.
Yeah, the people you spend the most time with. And then, honestly, average out their key characteristics, their health, their income or financial habits, the quality of their relationships.
And ask yourself, is that average where I want to be? Oof, that could be uncomfortable.
It could be a real wake-up call. It might mean needing to consciously limit time with people who drag you down, who are negative or complacent.
And actively seek out more positive influences.
Yes. Find mentors. Join groups or masterminds with people who are playing at a higher level, people who stretch you. That peak performance partner idea fits here too, intentionally choosing a positive association for growth.
Okay, so we've got responsibility, tracking, habits, routines, influences. The final lever is acceleration, doing a bit more.
Going a little further than expected. He uses a weightlifting analogy, the cheating principle.
Right, those extra few reps you force out after you hit your supposed limit.
That's where the real muscle growth happens, apparently. It's that extra effort beyond the norm that produces multiplied results.
So in life or business, it's about finding ways to exceed expectations, going for the wow.
Exactly. Doing more than is required, delivering unexpected value. It compounds your reputation, makes you stand out.
Like Richard Branson's crazy publicity stunts, maybe. Or that job candidate who goes the extra mile with research and follow-up.
Those are great examples. It's about consciously looking for opportunities, big or small, to do better than expected. In your work, relationships, personal growth, everywhere.
So when you pull all these levers together, you take full responsibility, you track what matters, you build those solid habits and routines, you manage your inputs and who you hang with, and you push yourself to accelerate.
That's when you build what Hardy calls big mo, momentum.
The payoff stage.
Yes, where things start to feel easier, almost effortless sometimes, and the results really start compounding fast, like pushing a heavy merry-go-round.
Hard to get started, takes a lot of effort.
But once it's spinning fast, it takes much less effort to keep it going, even speed it up. Or like a rocket breaking Earth's gravity, massive initial thrust needed, but then it coasts.
You see that with top performers, like Michael Phelps. His insane discipline built that momentum. Or a company like Apple, their consistent focus created that wave they rode.
And the key is, they were likely doing those consistent discipline things before the momentum became obvious. The habits created the momentum. It didn't just appear.
Okay, so let's bring this home for our listeners, especially entrepreneurs. How do you apply this specifically to building a business?
First step, absolutely. Own 100% responsibility. Your business's success, its challenges, it starts with you. No excuses about the market, the competition, your team. Focus on your choices, your actions.
Then tracking. What should entrepreneurs be tracking?
Key business metrics, obviously leads, conversion rates, sales calls, customer feedback, but also personal habits impacting performance. How much sleep are you getting? Are you making time for strategic thinking? Are you learning consistently? Track it.
Next, identify just one, maybe two or three, small but smart habits to build daily. Things that directly impact growth.
Could be anything. Consistent outreach to prospects, blocking 30 minutes for skill development, ending each day by planning the next day's top priorities. Integrate them, make them non-negotiable.
And build business routines around them.
Definitely. Maybe a daily team huddle, a weekly metrics review, a monthly financial check-in, a quarterly strategy session. Schedule the important stuff so it actually happens consistently.
And managing influences is crucial for entrepreneurs too, I bet.
Huge. Filter out the constant stream of negative business news or social media comparisons that just breed fear or distraction. Actively consume valuable industry knowledge, podcasts, books.
And be ruthless about your associations.
You have to be. Surround yourself with successful, supportive peers and mentors. Limit time with naysayers or energy vampires. Your network really does impact your trajectory.
Finally, acceleration. Looking for those wow opportunities.
How can you over-deliver for your customers? Can you offer unexpected support? Can your product provide slightly more value than promised? Can your marketing be more creative or personal? Find ways to do better than expected.
It all comes back to those small things, done consistently, layering on top of each other.
That's the essence of it. Applying these simple steps day after day, week after week, that's how you build unstoppable momentum in your business journey. It won't feel dramatic at first. That's the test. Can you stick with it?
It really does make you think. What's just one small, simple discipline? Maybe just 15 minutes of focused work on your biggest goal before checking email. Or tracking one key metric every single day. Or cutting out one specific distraction. What's one thing you could start today?
And imagine compounding that, just that one thing over the next year or 5 years. The potential transformation is huge.
Well, hopefully this deep dive into the compound effect has sparked some ideas and given you some concrete steps you can take.
It's powerful stuff if you apply it. We hope it helps you start building your own Big Mo.
Thanks so much for tuning in. If you got value from this, please subscribe to the Business Book Club. We've got more deep dives coming your way.
Until next time, keep making those small, smart choices.
Now, that's a wrap for this episode of the Business Book Club. If you enjoyed the ride, make sure to subscribe so you'll never miss our next deep dive. Got a favorite business book you'd love us to explore? Let us know. We're always up for a good read. And hey, don't keep all these insights to yourself. Share this episode with a fellow book lover or your work buddy who's always looking to level up. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and we'll see you in the next episode.